In this video, we're going to take a look at the popular Miles Davis tune, All Blues, from the famous album, Kind of Blue. Hey, it's Paul Toby here from JazzMental.com. Thank you for joining me for another one of my tutorials. All Blues is one of those tunes that is a jazz waltz. It's a swing tune. And you're going to have to learn the intricacies of how to play this with two hands. We're going to do a solo piano version, no bass, no drums. I've written out the bass line, I've written out the melody and the inner voicings so that you can learn it. I'm going to put a link to the sheet music a little bit later on. Let's start with the first 4 bars, just the left hand, and what we're going to do is play that swing left hand. It's like this. Okay, now I realize those are 16th notes. If you actually think about them like in 3/4 time, they would be written like this. Dotted quarter, and then 3/8 notes. And then next bar. So I'm basically writing it as if it were 3/4 time. One more time. I think if you just practice that line over and over again, listen to me playing it and try to copy that, it'll work out for you. Then when you go to add the right hand to that, it's basically lining up the notes of the right hand with the left hand. So these notes line up here, these notes line up here, and these ones here, like this. One of the things that I like to do sometimes is put some grace notes in. You can actually put a note there in C sharp. And these are like grace notes. You basically play that with your second finger and third finger sliding in to the third finger. So the third finger slides off the C sharp into the D. It gives it a little bit of a blues feel because this note, the C sharp, is the blue note in the G blues scale. Okay? Feel is everything in this tune. If you don't swing it, it's not going to sound correctly. And if you swing it backwards, it's not going to sound correct. I have other tutorials on this channel about how to swing. But basically, if you don't swing in this tune, it's not going to work out very well. All right, let's go from bar 3, where we're getting into the melody. So the way to do this is to stretch an octave with your first finger and fifth finger, and then play the inner voices, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 4. Now, I can tell you that that might take a little bit of practice. Again, you have to play those inner voices that we played from the top of the tune. And you have to play the melody now. So play the melody with your fifth finger and everything else will come into play. Now, when we get to bar 7, it's going to be a little tricky because the inner voices change because now we're doing a C7 chord. So instead of a B natural, it's now B flat. I can tell you that the pedal can help there. The thing is, do a very light pedal. On, up, on, up. Again, it's like if you just leave the pedal down, it sounds like this. You can't do that. You have to make it a light pedal. Basically, the pedal comes up on every note of the right hand. Okay, we're gonna get to that bar in a second. It's definitely a D7 sharp 9. Some people call it an altered chord. It's really dissonant and sounds very cool. It's probably the most dissonance in the tune, that and the next chord after that. But now let's go back to the C7 chord in bar 7. Now this voicing right here, you're gonna have to stretch a bit because you can see it's a ninth with an E natural. If it was just the ninth, it wouldn't be so bad, but you gotta catch the E natural with your second finger. And then the next one is gonna be impossible to play. I can't even play that. So you can make this B flat, this note here, we'll just call that optional. If you got really big hands, you might be able to do it, and you certainly can't do it with the left hand because the left hand is playing the bass line. Let's take a look at bar 7. Stretch for that one, and then just play C and D in the right hand. Notice that I'm holding my fifth finger down. It's very important that you do that and keep the pedal soft because you can't hold the pedal down because it just starts to muffle everything. Let's go to bar 11. Now this is a solo piano version. I'm basically playing what the bass player did on the album. You've got this nice voicing, inner voicing in fourths. Right, there's your tritone, and then there's a fourth on top of that. And then it goes up a half step to E flat. Okay, so from the D7 sharp 9. And then I believe it's Cannonball Adderley plays an F natural there at the end of bar 12. So what I like to do is I put it in there, but it's an E flat 9 chord. So play that as you like. I just play it softly. These are really nice chords here. F over G. Obviously, it is a second inversion of an F chord. And we're back to the riff. I think the thing that's going to be tricky about this tune, mostly when you're playing this ostinato pattern while keeping the melody going. It's going to require you to stretch your hand a little bit. Probably a good idea to play that with one hand and then add the bass later. Of course, putting all of this together is going to take a little bit of practice. Let's play our way through it and see what it sounds like. Okay, just having a little fun with it. Maybe we'll talk about how to play that left-hand bass and soloing in another video. For now, let's put a link to the sheet music up here in the corner. It's absolutely free to download. Please go check that out. Download it, get started practicing it. If you have any questions or comments about it, I would really appreciate you putting them in the comments below. It really helps us here on the channel when you do that. And if you'd like to give the video a thumbs up while you're at it, that'd be great. And also, if you want to subscribe, we'd love to have you on the Jazzmental channel. And if you're looking for more transcriptions of popular tunes and some sheet music that you can download, I suggest you check out this video next.